Hey, Taylor Elwood here, business wizard to eccentric entrepreneurs and business owners. And today I was on a call where a very interesting question was brought up about responsibility, and specifically what your relationship with responsibility is. Now, you're probably wondering, what does this have to do with me being a business owner? I'm going to tell you it has a lot to do with being a business owner, because when you own a business and you're providing a service and product, you have a responsibility to your clients and customers, but you also have a responsibility to your employees if you have any, and you have a responsibility to yourself and your family. And the approach you take to handling those responsibilities is dictated in part by what you believe about responsibility. So, what's your first reaction when you hear the word responsibility? Do you feel like you're taking on a burden? Do you feel like you're suddenly having to, be like, ugh, an adult? Or something else along those lines? Not fun? Or do you see responsibility as a form of liberation? As an opportunity to be able to do what you really want to do? Now look, I'm not going to lie to you. Until today, I have to admit, I saw responsibility as a burden. Right? I have to take responsibility for something? Man, that means I have to be accountable for it. And you might think, isn't that strange? I mean, hey, aren't you as a business wizard, don't you help people become accountable? I do, but that doesn't mean we don't have our own struggles with accountability. And so I'll own it. Sometimes I do. And I bet sometimes you do too. And when you look at the word responsibility, and more importantly at your response to it, it can tell you a lot about how you handle responsibility. Do you see responsibility as an opportunity, or do you see it as a burden? If you see it as a burden, then the way you interact with your responsibilities is going to be negative. You're not going to want to take them on. You're going to resent them. You're going to wish you didn't have to deal with it. If, on the other hand, the way you handle your responsibilities is that you take them on joyfully, that you see them as opportunities, and that you recognize how they actually liberate you to do what's really important, then what will happen is you'll actually look at your responsibilities as a way to help you become a better business owner. Now, look, I want to help you with that. So here's one action I want you to take today after watching this video. Write down your own definition of responsibility. Write it down, and then write down what you're responsible for. And beside what you're responsible for, write down what your initial reaction is to being responsible for that. And if you don't like what that initial reaction is, what I want you to do is I want you to just take a good hard look at yourself and ask yourself, well, why do I feel that way? What are my feelings behind that? And then and then once you've dug that out, then ask yourself the next question, which is, what could I do to change that? How could I become better? How could I open myself up to being better with this? How could I allow myself to see this as an opportunity? All right? So, when you've done that, then let me know. Either comment below on YouTube, or comment on the Eccentric Entrepreneurs group, or shoot me an email and tell me what you discovered about your relationship with responsibility. And hey, if you want help with the responsibility exercise, then check out the worksheet below where I actually help you take on this particular activity, and you can write it all down in that worksheet. So check out the link to that, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Take care, and catch